Hello, my name's Jeff Morgan and welcome to FNVi. The purpose of this presentation demonstration is menus. What I'm going to try and do, I'm going to try and run through the whole application sort of end to end just by running down in particular this left hand side menu. So I'm logged in as Jeff Morgan and I'm a power user, so under normal circumstances no one would get access to absolutely all of these side menus. Let's see how we can run through. So of course we're on the dashboard here, been discussed numerous times, widgets, graphs, etc. So we won't dwell on that. And the first one we're going to look at is application change requests. This is anomalies within the application. So we have this ticketing system where the users, clients, project can raise items. Click on new request here and that goes into the area there. Right, next one down is assign inspections. So we've got these criteria across the top where we can filter. These are all the inspections, all of the events, all the tags, all of the quality forms, inspection test records on the whole project application, where we can assign to the user groups. You can see this is user groups here and this is individual users, and what you can also see that you get a count, so you can see what the number of inspections that particular user has. That was from the assign inspections. Next we're going to go assign a witness. So one of the challenges or problems that we realized was that we needed to be able to nominate inspections at a date, time and place, and so in this assign a witness, again a tag or an inspection test record, a quality form, QVD, whatever you want to call them, filters across the top, and we can select one of these and then allocate who we want to nominate as the witness, client witness, etc. so on. This area here is the audit area. We've talked about it extensively. This is the evidence of who, what, where, when, how has been worked in the on the system, who's logging in and out, who's been working, who's been making any changes, what certificates have been closed out, any referential data that has been, and of course we can apply filters time and filters to those. Next area down, certificates. Again, this is all the certificates, inspection, test records come together when they're signed, sealed, verified and countersigned, witnessed. So they all come into here, and again we've got the little criteria across the top where we can filter them down by, we just want to see the name of anyone that's done by Jeff, for example. There's all the Jeffs, and then we can put system, subsystem, by tag and so on. Next area we want to talk about, and there is a dedicated video about this, is this loop area where we can look at explicitly the loop details, loop information, assign loops, append engineering data and so on. Next one down we have changed requests, where we can have engineering change requests. So we see that there's an anomaly with some engineering data, or drawing numbers are incorrect, or some other, again all these filters. And then system, if we have a system number or name of a system, or it's got the wrong milestone date, we can go into the system area. Interesting, worthwhile knowing that we can put dates against those systems and system allocations. Close that one. Deferred listings. This is the area where inspector would be given an inspection test record and he can't conduct the work, so it'd be deferred for a day or a couple of days or a week or whatever, so we can see which inspections have been deferred and what the reasons why and who they're with and when they're going to be, the deferral was raised and when it will be clear to be continue on. This document area, this is the electronic document management system, or where we place all of our engineering document data reference. This is works like electronic document management data warehouse area, where literally all of the documents and referential data sheets are stored in here. This equipment area, this is where we can manage and track and periodically inspect our test equipment. So all test equipment would be in this area here, where we can assign the test equipment to people. We can create new test equipment, we can add in new devices, and of course we can upload and import bulk lists. This export area here, very powerful. This is where all the data and all the information can be exported. Literally one button click, and all of the inspection test records, certification, handover, who's done what, all that data is exported from here. Again, all of these on the left hand side are profile role driven. Not everyone would have access to these. Again, I'm in as a power user, so I can show and have a little bit of a chat about how all these functions work. What we've got here off to the left is the forms area, where the operatives can customize and create the custom quality inspection test record forms. Again, multilingual, import, export them and upload them into that area of the forms. Running down, this is the handover area, where all of the system handovers, certificates and closeout custody transfer documentation is produced in this area here. We can view them, we can assign them, we can PDF them, etc. All the detail that hangs behind all of that is sitting in there. Okay, the next one down is health and safety. So this is kind of the be safe, target zero, instrument injury free type of idea, where any operative that will log on the system, and every single operative that has a log on gets this, where they can raise a safety observation, and then the health and safety manager can go and have a look through and see what has been raised, and also we can change the criteria and settings for the health and safety reports area. Next one down, probably one of the most prolifically used, the inspections area, where all the inspections are allocated to me. So this is my focus group, and I can see which ones are in progress as I've started, and how long I've with them, and how many minutes I've got left, and what the deadline for those are. And then my not started again, how long I've had them, how many minutes I've got to do them, and I can PDF and inspect them, as we've talked extensively on that in the past. Item search, very powerful here. I've literally any criteria. I want some, I don't know what a tag name, a wildcard, differential pressure, level transmitter. It's intuitive, it'll pull back. That's just looked at 170 million records. This is how quick this system works. And then we've got filters, sub filters, and of course what you can appreciate, it's the 4-click rule. The idea is that you can get to any of these information that you require within 4 clicks. This is the primary objective of the application, of our core mission statement, creating simpler solutions. Next one down, inspection test records. This is where all of the information comes in of all the operatives who are conducting inspections, carrying out work that's in the body of the application. All the evidence trail here, they can PDF, they can view the detail, we can show that inspection detail of who's done what, and in all the cases of all these reports, it can be exported out and or sent to recipients. Lost time area, this is where during the course of inspection, if an operative notices, makes an observation that it's took him longer than his allocated time, so you can see here this Coriolis mass flow meter support user, he incurred 30 extra minutes due to some engineering data that was missing. Next one down, livening up notices, LUNs. This is where we can create livening up certificates and edit and view those details. If we just go ahead and view the detail and sign potentially the livening up notice, it's giving all the equipment that's affected and outstanding certificates that can be done and who's responsible, and that area that lands in the livening up notice area. Into the very interesting area of the management, this is where we set the application up of allocating users, what they can do, add the logos to the system, and what user settings, who's got which permissions, global notifications sitting under here. We can even change the colours and the themes and the banner colours and the background colours for the application in this management settings area. Go back to the general area where we can add the criteria of saying, is GPS needed, lockout screen, what's the time for the lockout screen, what's the general locality, even changing the time for the green banner from when it comes up green to let you know that you've got a new one. We can change the times and days and that criteria, along with the certificate header data, all sits in here, and various other management of the systems. Of course, we can also manage the groups and which teams are made up of which members, so we can allocate resources, manpower resources, of who's working which areas and who's part of which teams. Speaking of managed team, we can go in here and manage the team and see what members are, see how many inspections they've got, how long they've been working on areas, and so on. That's kind of in that area. Let's see what the users are up to. This is where the user sections, we can see who's logging in and out, we can lock them out, we can change their password, or we can upload a document, so we can add conformity and credibility qualifications. Certificates can be added to users in this area. Bulk users can be added to the system, so we can add those. User documents, again, we spoke about compliance and accreditations, technical accreditations can be added. And the last one that's in this management area, statistics. How many inspections have been done, how many documents are uploaded, what the percentage of plan, how many work's been done, how many man hours, how many safety infractions, how many handovers have been complete, what punches have been generated and closed. All the statistics that sit in this area, and properties and progress, and indeed users, which users have been logging in, what they've been done, how much work they've got remaining. That all sits in this statistics area under the management tab. A couple of side menus here that seem to repeat each other, but they're just a kind of a variation on the same theme. Our punch listing tab, that's here, so we can manage the punch list criteria. We click on the punch list and it lists all the punch lists and the criteria and the category and who's raised them. We can view the details. Punches that have been raised against ad hoc in punches that have been raised against inspections, punches that I've raised, punches that are assigned to me to be the signatory, co-signatory. Of course, in this punch area we can raise punches against as a result of inspection, but also we can raise a punch as an ad hoc, so this area where the users of the system can create ad hoc punches as a result of a walk down or an observation, or just as their current conducting their usual business. And again, closing off the punch area is where we can set up the criteria of what the categorization of punches are, what classification of different punches in terms of the category, what fields, and so we can customize the cycle of the punching that's raised, accepted, rejected, and fixed. And this idea is mimicked into the punch list area, but we've also got the same or similar mimicked into technical queries. You can raise technical queries and manage those with the settings, and site queries are the same or similar, and soon to be non-conformance reports will be in, as well as outstanding work lists and construction work in progress. So we're all going to sit in the same or similar criteria to this punch listing activity event tracker. In this reference area here, we've got all the referential data that comes in to the application in terms of engineering data and classifications and pick lists and units of measure and everything that sits under the referencing area. This normally set up as part of the engineering deliverable at the inception stage of what stages, phases, and dates and times and users, etc. That all lives into this reference area here. Under the reporting, overall completions reports, at the high level reports of all systems by all disciplines. Just coincidentally, that's just run 170 million queries. This is how quick the system's working. Not only that, the bane of everyone's existence, the weekly report, 3, 2, 1, go. I've just run the weekly report, all of the statuses and all of the progress that's been tracked of handovers and punches and technical queries and inspection test records and where we're at and what percentages. These are kind of things that just take hours on a Sunday evening to run these kind of reports, and we've just got them tucked away in this side menu as just a one-click deal that's to save the users and operatives exponential amounts of time. Scheduling, this is a very interesting area. Click on the calendar. These are upcoming inspections and activities that are taking place within the body of the application, of what inspections, activities and events are planned, what's available to us, whether reaching deadline, what inspection events about to expire for test equipment or for some periodic inspections such as ATEX or operational maintenance. In this inspection schedule planning tool, we can see what events are coming up and what subsystems have got dates against them that need to be completed by certain date or milestone priority criteria. And of course, important to note that we can put dates not only against system subsystem but actual down to bespoke single line item and inspections in terms tags and equipment. And of course, we've got the capability of being able to import and bring in automatically from Primavera P6 and such planning tools as that. Almost reaching the end. We've got this witnessing area here. We can work in witness logs where the users and operatives can see all of the inspection events, watch witness logs are against me, which are upcoming because we've allocated and we've planned those and sent them to people. Witness logs for punch listing, technical queries and site queries, so that's all lives in this witnessing area. And of course, we can accept or reject from here, and we can Excel spreadsheet and send them out and assign these kind of reports to other operatives within the system. Up and coming witnessing, this is the planning tool. I'm looking at my up and coming witnesses. Jeff's been nominated by a support user, and I've been planned for me to do witnessing, so we've got a whole witnessing planning schedule tool here. And getting towards the last but no means least, the work map area allocation into here. This is where we build the work maps up of the classification of equipment. Let's look at one of these, for example, ball valve, edit that, so we can see ball valve, what activity lists, what inspection test records, what tasks need to be done against each class library classification of equipment that's loaded into the system. And that's all done from this work map area, and of course we can export those work maps and upload and look at the individual detail of which classification of which pieces of equipment have which activity lists and inspections against them. That's probably very much the speed run of this left hand side menu. The only last couple of things to mention right at the top here. Under this account section, you can see my account details, who I am, what I'm doing, how many inspections I've done, what my details, who I'm working for, who's my direct reports, what my contact details are. That all is in this my profile area that's off to this left hand side here. Worthwhile mentioning under this my profile, I can go back and see in my own personal audit of what inspections and what I've been doing and how long it's taken me and how long it was lapsed, and all of my own personal information that I can use and log and track my own performance. What we also got here is this devices area. I've masked this for the purpose of this because it shows the MAC address and IP address where we can add approved devices onto here, because we can lock in, lock out from a security point of view of users and devices that can access the actual system. And of course we've got the logout function here. I'll just log out from there, and that's me securely logged out. My name is Jeff Morgan. For the purpose of this presentation, 18.5 minutes. Thank you for watching. That's it complete.